Well, Darcy, tomorrow's the big game at the Exhibition Place. Obviously, having an alumni game against the Red Wings for the second time in a few years should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you know what, Bob? It's something that's special to all of us. I think being here in Toronto, having the opportunity to play it right in front of our fans, get the opportunity to give back in the 100-year Centennial anniversary. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know how good we're going to be, but we're going to have a lot of fun out there.
Now, I think back when you were traded from Tampa to Toronto, your brother-in-law Darcy was already playing here. What was it like when you were called to say that, hey, you're a Toronto Maple Leaf now?
Yeah, when I got that call, Billy Waters was making the call. He was assistant GM for Pat Quinn at the time, and he called and told me that they traded for me and that I was coming back to Toronto. Obviously, being married to a Barrie girl was great for the family, for me to come and play in Toronto. So, special time. Didn't know how good it was going to turn out or how special it was going to be, but to play 8 great years here was a lot of fun.
Now, this is one memory, I guess, when I think back of the Darcy Tucker stare. I mean, you can talk about the Chris Neil situation, jumping in the bench, but for me, it was the Flyers rivalry, the hit on Kapanen, the hit on Jeremy Roenick. What was it like in those intense times?
Yeah, you know what? Those playoff series were great. We had a team that was pretty intense playoff series-wise. Gary Roberts, Shane Corson, Ty. We had a pretty tough, intense, physical team, and sometimes we turned it into a little bit of a street fight, and we got a little bit overboard. But at times, like when you're playing in playoff series like that, you don't even know the intensity of it until you're actually in it. And but they were a lot of fun. People talk to me about those ones all the time.
Now, favorite memory for yourself as a Maple Leaf?
I think getting traded here, Bob. Anytime you get to come to a franchise like the Toronto Maple Leafs, the rich history, I tell people this all the time. When Johnny Bower's picture goes on that big screen and you're sitting on the bench, the hair on the back of your neck stands on end, and the next shift I would go out there, it wouldn't be too many people standing upright. There'd be a lot of people laying all over the ice. So just the rich tradition and getting the opportunity to play here in Toronto was a thrill for me.
Now, lastly, the top 100 were named all-time Maple Leafs. You're on that list, and obviously a pretty special feeling when you look at all the players who've played in the history of this hockey club. What was that like?
Yeah, you know what? I was actually, of all things, I was in Ottawa for a hockey tournament with my son, and it got announced that day, and we were sitting in a pub in the rink, and all my son's teammates were sitting around having lunch, and my picture popped up on the screen on number 70. And kind of a thrilling moment for me to have it and spend it with my son that day. You don't get those thrills or those opportunities too many times in your lifetime, so we really enjoyed it, and I'm proud. I'm very proud to be at that number here in Toronto for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like I said, I had 8 great years here, and when I think about it, it kind of brings back a little bit of a choke in the throat, so it was fun.